What's up, cronies? Episode whatever, I don't even know. What episode is
21.
it, Caden? Or Cash
21.
20? What
21.
episode? 21? All right, so
Yep.
21. Guys, we're cruising through football season. We're getting into the picks. We've been giving a lot of winners. We're going to give out more winners today and keep it going through bowl season playoffs. And that's right around the corner. Bowls is right around the corner. Um, let's get into the picks. Caden first, why don't you hit us with the records?
All right. So last week, Sal went 1-1 in the NFL and 0-1 in college football. Bert went 3-0 in the NFL and 0-2 in college football. I had a bounce back week after my pitiful week. I went 3-1 in the NFL and 2-0 in college football. And then
Nice.
Cat Burglar, I believe, went 2-5 in the NFL and 1-2 in college football.
That's true.
So
That's
that
true.
brings our personal records. Sal is now 8-9 in the NFL and 11-5 in college football. Bert is 18-9 in the NFL and 17-13 in college football.
Damn.
Nice.
I am 25-22-1 in the NFL and 16-9 in college football.
Wow.
Cat Burglar is 28-23-1 in the NFL and 23-27 in college football, which is quite crazy. That means every single one of us has a winning record besides Cat Burglar in college football, but that's getting close as we're wrapping up college football and getting into the bowls. Our podcast overall for the NFL, we are 79-63-2. That gives us a percentage of 55.6%. Then in college football, we're 67-54, bringing our percentage to 55.3.
Wow.
So sitting right
Really
at
good. Really
55% for both.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, that Miami game, the thing is that Miami game, I'm glad Green Bay, obviously I'm a fan. I lost that game, but the sharp side was Miami in that game. It was. I'd bet that 10 out of 10 times. I mean, that's the sharp play in that game. Like if you're betting the NFL, the sharp play was Miami. And sharp plays lose. And it is what it is. And Green Bay was by far the better team. And you could kind of see early in that game with that muff punt, kind of how the game was going to go. I should have gotten out of it because I had full game, money line, first half, first quarter, I think.
Jesus.
Maybe one more. I had like 5 picks on that game. The other team, I think I lost my teaser for the picks, and that teaser and then I went, that game cost me 4 picks. It sucked, but I would bet it again. I've been pretty good on Green Bay this year overall. But I'd bet that game again. Why don't we get into the picks? Sal, hit us.
All right. I'll start with NFL this week. I'm going to go Thursday Night Football, and I don't like this, but I'm taking Detroit -3.5 over Green Bay. I wish it was a 3-point spread. I like it a little better there, but I don't know. I just think Detroit's going to – I don't think Green Bay's going to be able to stop them. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it'll be close. I'm thinking like 28-24, 31-27, real high scoring, but I think just Detroit's got a little too much right now for Green Bay to keep up with them. And I hope I'm wrong. Obviously, I'm a Packer fan, but see what happens tomorrow night. And for my college pick, going Big Ten championship game, Penn State and Oregon, taking Oregon -3.5. I mean, I know people say this is a good matchup for Penn State and blah, blah, blah. Until Franklin shows he can win a big game, I'm going to keep betting against Penn State every time. They just never seem to win these games. So that's really my only rhyme or reason for it is just the coach can't fucking get it done. Like Ohio State against Michigan. Just
You worried
can't
about
do
any
it.
of those injuries for Detroit? They're really banged up.
They're banged up. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those are on the defensive side of the ball for them.
Out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, like I said, a high-scoring game, and I just think it's a shootout in Detroit. Maybe they get the ball last and score. I'm not exactly sure, and I hope I'm wrong, like I said.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if Green Bay won this game, but I lean pretty heavy on Detroit, unfortunately.
Bert, what do you got this week?
For college, I've got Texas minus 2.5 at home versus Georgia.
Love that.
I like Texas. I think 2.5. If it was 3 or 3.5, I'd be second guessing it, but I feel pretty good with Texas at 2.5. I also took Oregon minus 3.5 versus Penn State. Normally I'd give you a different pick, but I didn't have another pick.
You've been killing with your picks, man. Just give the ones you really like, man.
Yeah. So Texas minus 2.5 and Oregon minus 3.5. And then we get into the pros. NFL, I like Dolphins minus 6 at home versus the Jets. And I also like the Vikings minus 5.5 at home versus the Falcons. I hate betting the Falcons because they always screw me one way or the other. I like it. Vikings, they're a 10-2 team. You know, they're a good team, whether you like it or not. And I think the 5.5, I think that's very doable against the Falcons. Very gettable game.
Gettable. Like it.
So those are my 4 picks.
Thanks, Hitman. Kate, what do you like this week?
All right. So I'm going to start with college football. I got 2 picks. I'm taking, same as Bert, Texas minus 2.5 versus Georgia. Then my second game, I'm taking UNLV plus 4 versus Boise State. This will solidify. I know that bowl games don't count towards the Heisman, but this will solidify that Travis Hunter is the Heisman winner. Then hopping over to the NFL, I'm going to kind of go backwards. So we're going to start with Monday Night Football. I'm taking Bengals minus 5 versus the Cowboys. Cowboys stink. The Bengals, they just somehow have been losing these really close games that they should be winning. They got great players across the board. Their offense is unstoppable. Their defense struggles. Then my second pick, I'm going Chargers money line versus Chiefs. I'm doing the Cardinals sin. You couldn't bet against Tom Brady. You can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. Well, fuck it. I'm doing it. Chargers are a really good team. Chiefs got to be paying the refs. It's got to be a script. At this point, we got to think this way. They are winning these games on some delirious shit. My third pick, I'm going Bills minus 4 versus Rams. Bills are the best team in the NFL. Mark my words. Then I'm going against Sal. I'm taking Packers money line versus the Lions. This is a must win for the Packers. This is that game that they need to win if they want to be a Super Bowl contending team. And those are my picks for the week.
Go Packers.
Yep.
Nice. Thanks, Cash Money. You've been killing the last few, well, not 2 weeks ago, but overall for the season. So you've been doing real good. I'm going to start with college. I love Texas. Don't like them, love them. Georgia, I know they beat them earlier, but Georgia's been kind of up and down all year. I think Texas gets them here. I'm going money line on that. I'm not messing with the points at all. SMU money line. SMU is tough, and I think they get it done. I like Iowa State plus 2. I think the best wide receiver is out for Arizona State this week, so I like Iowa State. They're a good team. UNLV plus 4. I think they lost to them earlier in the year. I think they get them this time. So those are my picks for college. NFL, Green Bay, Detroit, under 51.5. I think both teams have to run the ball. They both, like, with all the injuries Detroit has, I think they're going to run the ball a lot. They're going to try to keep it away from Green Bay. I think this is the game they want to keep lower scoring. They got a lot of injuries. I mean, all over the place. They probably got like 6 or 7 guys out. I'm surprised this really isn't being talked about more. I think they're missing 2 or 3 guys off their offensive line. They're missing many guys on defense. I think 3 or 4 starters on defense. They just got a ton of injuries. So I think this game goes under. Falcons plus 5.5. Cousins going back to play Minnesota, even though he's played like ass the last couple of games. I think he bounces back. I think this is a game, and I'm not overly impressed. I thought Minnie got away with one last week against the Cardinals. And then the Cardinals, money line against Seattle. Seattle's been playing great. I think the Cardinals kind of sneak one here. And I think Cardinals are pretty good. And just when you think they're like kind of out of it, then you kind of go against. And Seattle's been playing great. They're great. Now the line's kind of gone the other way. It's a great play against. So those are my picks.
Nice.
Good luck.
Yeah. I like I'd love to see Green Bay win. I think this is if I don't want to bet Green Bay because the line's already moved. I think the value's already gone because it opened at 5.5. I think the value's gone on Green Bay. But I think Green Bay, if I had a lean, I'd pick Green Bay in this game. I just think this is a game Green Bay's got to get. If they can't get Detroit with all the injuries they have, I think that would be. This is Green Bay's game to take, in my opinion. Like, there's just so many injuries for Detroit. Like, they're not the team, as good as this isn't Detroit from 2 or even 3 weeks ago, in my opinion. So
I just wonder if Alexander's not going to play. I just have a hard time thinking Green Bay is going to stop Detroit. I don't think Jair's playing this week again.
yeah, I don't see
Hope he does.
Jair playing until the playoffs, maybe at this point.
I'd rather have that happen, to tell you the truth. Make sure he's healthy as a Packer fan. They're a
Well,
totally different team when he's on the field versus
Yeah.
when he's not.
Yeah, I mean, he was in that last game, not the last game he played
The Bear game.
like 10 plays or something
Yeah.
like that. So I think he re-aggravated his PCL. So I think they're just being uber cautious, and I'm glad they are.
Yep, they
Yeah,
should
me
be.
too.
The playoffs with him, then
He's their best defensive player. I mean, by a
This
lot.
is the week though with a couple banged up offensive linemen, new guys in that Gary and Van Ness really got to get to, and they got to stop the run.
So that's a lot of asks.
It is, but I mean, I think this is, Gary stepped up big time in the Thanksgiving game against Detroit, and he's played normally pretty well against Detroit.
Yeah. This is where Green Bay took off last year too, around this time of year.
So maybe get there. If you look at Detroit's schedule and you look at Green Bay's schedule, I'd much rather have Green Bay's schedule. They got the Bills. Detroit's got the Bills the following week. They still got to play the 49ers. I know they're not the team they were in the past, but they got pride and they're not out of it yet. I mean, they still have games, I think, against Arizona and not Seattle, Arizona. So they could sneak back in there. They're only, I think, a game or two out of that division. I think the best team is Seattle, and I think they're 500. So, I mean, they might be still playing for something. I don't think that'll be an easy game. I don't know where it is. I think it's in San Francisco. So, and Purdy, he's playing for his contract. So I think Detroit, I think Detroit, do they play mini again?
Yep.
Sure. Do they?
Yep.
So I think
this is my call.
pretty difficult. Like if we can sneak this one, I think we could possibly sneak out the division, which
now
you're going through
if the
Lambeau
Packers
potentially.
win this game, they will have playoffs running through Lambeau when it is piss fucking cold. This is the keys to winning the game.
that'd be amazing.
Run. No
I agree.
picks. Don't turn over the ball. Keep running the ball. Get Kraft involved. The reason why you get Kraft involved because that dude is a son of a bitch to bring down. He runs dudes over. He makes you feel them. And for the Packers defense, there's one name, Quay Walker. If he plays well, we will win this game. He's got to be active. He's got to be active. He's got to be flying around. When he's flying around, they do a lot better. I'm done with Jair. Ship him off to fucking Cancun or somewhere. Fuck him. Missing too many games. And Sal might have said the most dumb thing that this podcast has ever
Whoa!
seen. Which was
That's a bold
Jair
statement.
is our best. Jair was our best defender. It's not even close. It's Xavier McKinney, leaps and bounds. He's defensive player of the year.
It's a good player.
He's coming for Charles
Only had
Woodson.
1 year in Green Bay, but
he's coming for Charles Woodson as the best defensive back in Packer history.
I don't know about that, but
Making bold claims. That's what I do.
Love it.
Dude, everyone else on the podcast likes to take the safe route. I'm taking
cash
dirt
money.
roads.
Nope. Love it.
Calling people by their name, calling them out. I like it. All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Cronies, we gave you the picks. We've been giving you winners all week. or all year, all week, every week, whatever you want to say. We got we keep giving you guys good picks. Hopefully you guys are winning cash and tickets. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Later, cronies.